Good afternoon, everyone. Please say hello. If you can hear my voice, thank you. My name is Bumin Kang. I'm in my first grade at 거창중앙 High School. And today, I'm a special MC of English speech. I would like to thank you for joining us today. There are 13 speakers and they are going to talk about their own stories. Are you excited? Let me introduce the first student. 제 영어는 여기까지입니다. 여러분들을 위해서 지금부터는 한국말로 하겠습니다. 첫 번째로 1학년 6반 문기환 학생입니다. Solutions for Educational Gaps Because of COVID-19 이란 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Hello everyone, it's Ki-hwan Moon. I'm going to start my story by asking one question. Have you noticed that the educational gap among students is widening since COVID-19 outbreak? There are many factors that cause this gap, such as low household income, lack of education services for slow learners, and insufficient infrastructures for everyone. From now on, I'm going to talk about solutions for these three issues. First of all, I believe that the government should provide free after-school classes to the lower-level students. According to the Jeollanam-do Office of Education, they are currently providing the after-school classes to the lower-level students. As a part of project, they are providing not only general subjects, but also interesting classes in various fields, such as art, music, and baking to students. By doing so, students are able to extend their experiences in various fields. Secondly, I think that the government must provide sufficient virtual classroom setup for the vulnerable students to reduce the educational gap caused by non-face-to-face classes. According to Kim Hee-sam, a professor at the Gwangju Institute of Science and Technology, supporting tablet PCs and data costs for the remote classes will be one of solutions, since households who cannot afford expensive laptop, iPad, or smartphone are able to eliminate the financial burden. Thirdly, free online class sites such as EBS must be expanded. For example, the Seoul Metropolitan Government's Seoul Learn project is aimed at reducing the educational gap by providing qualified online lectures to everyone, regardless of their economic status. Students with poor infrastructures in Seoul can take classes for free through Seoul Learn project. People are expecting that this platform will reduce the educational gap caused by insufficient infrastructures. In brief, in order to reduce the educational gap among students in COVID-19 era, the government or educational institutions should provide customized after-school projects, electronic devices, and various competitive online lecture sites. And I think teachers should also try to carefully understand the situations of students and find ways to educate themselves in order to reduce the educational gap, and let them utilize equal chance in getting education, because I believe that children are our future. Thank you for listening to my speech.
다음은 3학년 3반 윤현경 학생입니다. The Future of Cosmetics in the Future Industrial Revolution 이란 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Hello everyone. My name is Hyungkyung Yoon. You know this product, right? Yes, this is cosmetics you are using. How will the future of the cosmetic industry change? Today, I'd like to tell you my opinion regarding the emerging personalized cosmetic industry in the era of the fourth industrial revolution. I think the keywords in the fourth industrial revolution can be the convergence of information and communication technology. What products and services will be produced in the cosmetic industry? The answer will be personalized items. The product in the picture can immediately be provided to the customers by mixing the colors and ingredients you want. And this is personalized mask packs using 3D printing technology. We've looked into the product so far. There's also something important about launching. Yeah, it's marketing. Cosmetic industry had the largest export performance ever even under COVID-19. The global market in the cosmetic industry will become more important in the future. So, how should we prepare it? China accounted for about half of the total export of cosmetics, which greatly impacted marketing. Most consumers are increasingly inclined to prefer expensive brands, so the large companies will give a positive motivation to those who have such consumption, but it will be even harder for startups. So, I think targeting consumers at the right size for each company will have a greater impact at the success of launching. Of course, the cost leadership and popularization of product and service are also important. To sum up, I guess personalized cosmetics in the era of the fourth industrial revolution will become a big trend, and its popularization and consumer targeting will play an important role. I promise to follow trends in the upcoming fourth industrial revolution and eventually to become the strongest in the cosmetic industry that leads the trend. Thank you for listening.
다음은 1학년 5반 강은진 학생입니다. Relations between personalities and career choices라는 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Hello, my name is Eunjin Kang. What do you consider the most when you choose your future job? Honor, fame, stability, pay, or your personalities and interests? According to the National Statistical Office, teenagers consider their personalities and interests the most. That proportion is 2 times higher than other ages. I also consider my personalities and interests the most in choosing my career. Today, I'm going to talk about my future career as a nurse and how my personalities and interests influence on choosing my future job. I think leadership is an ability which the nurse should have. Do you watch a drama called Dr. Romiti? I usually make indirect experiences regarding hospital works when I was watching this drama. Whenever I watch this drama, having leadership is necessary for the nurse because they provide patients appropriate medical services and collaborate with their co-workers. During the first semester, in my first year at High School, I learned what true leadership is. For example, I realized the difference between the command and leadership. I think I can be a good leader who helps someone in a positive way when I become a nurse. Also, I think the nurse should have a spirit of sacrifice. I saw the daily lives of medical workers who were busy due to coronavirus through the news and social media. Many nurses have been taking care of their patients without expecting a reward. Through this, I realized that the sacrifice and service spirit is essential for them. I learned my inner self sacrifice while working as a class president for this semester. I was proud of myself when I saw my friends who were satisfied with the result because of my help. Based on this, I noticed that I am ready to sacrifice myself and serve my future patients. To sum up, I want to be a nurse as my future job because I thought my leadership, sacrifice, and service spirit are enough to choose nursing. I'm sure that you have a lot of concerns in choosing your future career. Why don't you apply the method I used? First of all, I think loving yourself is the starting point. If you love yourself, you'll get to know yourself well and you will be able to choose the right career path. Get started right now. Thank you for listening to my speech.
다음은 2학년 7반 권도근 학생입니다. Sexual Education이라는 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kwon Do-gun. What comes to your mind when you look at this word? Are you uncomfortable with talking about this word? As you know, all students living in Republic of Korea should take sexual health education in their school years. However, I think the class materials are not enough to prevent adolescent students from healthy decision making regarding relationships, sexuality, and sexual behaviors. For this reason, now I'd like to talk about the reality of the teenage pregnancy and their sexual education. First of all, students usually have prejudice regarding having sexual relationships. 5 of 10 students have sex in their teens in 2020. 82% of them said they are scared because of the experience. That, as a result, they have mental issues such as high anxiety. They want to talk this issue with someone who trusts. However, they don't speak with anybody because they assume no one understands their situation. I think that it is necessary for the school to educate students in order to break their prejudice regarding having sex. Second of all, pregnancy and childbirth are leading causes of death in teenage girls. The death rate of teenage pregnant women is 4 times higher than that of pregnant women in their 20s because of inadequate nutrition. As a result, babies have low weight and they are unhealthy. Students should be aware of the results of pregnancy by getting improving sexual education at the school. Thirdly, teenagers do not have appropriate the concept of birth control. On September 26, World Contraception Day, one company surveyed teenagers in 50 European and Asian countries on sex contraception. The results of the Republic of Korea showed that 70% of 200 teenagers said they do not know how to do contraception properly. The school education needs to provide the information more specifically, such as its meaning and how to use it. To sum up, teenage pregnancy is a serious issue for teenagers. However, the sexual education in the Republic of Korea remains at a formal level. A more practical sexual education should be provided to them. Through this speech, I hope your recognition of sex education will increase. Thank you for listening to my speech.
다음은 3학년 2반 김유나 학생입니다. A book, Flowers for Algernon 이란 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Hello everyone. My name is Yuna Kim. Do you think knowing new knowledge makes you happy? Or does having high intelligence make you content as a person? Today, I would like to introduce you a book that you can think deeply about these two questions. The book is titled Flowers for Algernon, written by Daniel Keyes. I found this book when I decided to improve my English by reading. I highly recommend this book to you because it not only gives you the ability to reach higher ground, but also raises stronger analytical thinking skills by containing controversial issues. Let me introduce the storyline first. The novel takes the form of Charlie's writing from his experimental reports. The main character, Charlie, has an intellectual disability and a low IQ level. One day, he has a chance to be the first person who undergoes a brain surgery, which can gain improved intelligence. After taking the surgery, he can get high intelligence and be smarter than before. You might wonder the relation between Charlie's story and the title of the book, Flowers for Algernon. Why does the writer make the title of the book as Flowers for Algernon? Algernon is a white experimental mouse in the novel. Algernon undergoes the same surgery like Charlie and is able to gain a high level of intelligence. However, the mouse loses his memory and eventually dies because of side effects. Charlie was so sad because he considers Algernon as his only friend. At the end of the story, he unfortunately also has the same result like Algernon. The controversy in this book is, does intelligence make people happier? Many people want to be smart because they assume that being smart is close to their happiness. However, let's think this issue through Charlie's story. Charlie was not intelligent in the past, but he used to feel happy because there are someone who are always beside him. After he increases his intelligence, however, he was about to lose close friends and his smile. Charlie was not happy anymore because he was too smart and he faces new challenges he had never known before. What do you think of these arguments? Before reading this book, I would have agreed with the idea if people have higher intelligence, their life would be happier. So, I think the operation which Charlie and Algernon take is amazing and I wish I had the surgery. However, while I was reading this book, the idea of relating someone's happiness to their intelligence is simple and wrong. Specifically, when I read this phrase, it's easy to make friends if you let people laugh at you. It reminds me that my happiness is not related to what I know, but is related to the way I live. Through Charlie's story, I realized I should have a pure heart and an open attitude toward others. I really recommend this book, Flowers for Algernon, to you because of its impressive storyline, how Charlie's view of himself changed, and interesting controversies the book has. How about reading this novel during the summer vacation? Thank you for listening to my speech.
다음은 2학년 6반 임채원 학생입니다. The Future of Education in the Fourth Industrial Revolution 이란 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Hello everyone, my name is Chaewon Im. In the Republic of Korea, the first industrial revolution and future education are the most popular keywords as time goes on. The first industrial revolution will have a huge impact on industry, education, and human life. Then, how much impact will the first industrial revolution have on education? Today, I would like to talk about the future direction in education due to the first industrial revolution. Firstly, by using modern technology, there will be more effective achievement in accomplishing educational goals. The old method of teaching made students sleep during lecture, since teacher-centered classes are being conducted without considering individuality. However, the game's principles, the use of 3D printers, and the use of virtual reality and robot teachers will be introduced dominantly in the future, and this will reduce educational gap by making them stay awake in class. Through combination between education and technology, customized educational environment will be realized. Secondly, the future education should move toward developing human critical thinking skills, reasoning skills, problem-solving skills, complex communication skills, empathy skills, and collaboration skills. With developed AI and robots in the job market, many students have high anxiety that robots will take their jobs, and students are either unaware of the meaning of their life or cynical current schooling. However, humans have more important qualified skills such as reasoning skills, critical thinking skills. For this reason, the educational system of the future will focus on these inherent abilities in humans, so they are equipped to be partner with machines in the future, rather than compete with them. To sum up, I have talked about the impact of the first industrial revolution on education. When I prepared this speech, I realized that the form of education has been changed a lot, and teachers should be ready for this change properly. I believe there will be many ways to be accustomed with this. As a student, I will try my best to open my eyes on these technological transitions and prepare for change by reading articles and having conversations with professional educators. Thank you for listening.
다음은 1학년 2반 주지성 학생입니다. Why do young people wear expensive brand clothes? 라는 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Hello everyone, my name is Jisung Ju. I would like to open my presentation with this question. Why do young people wear expensive designer clothes? Do you think expensive brands say more about you than you realize? I've been thinking of the reason why young people wear expensive designer clothes, since, as you can see, I am really interested in the fashion industry and want to work in this field in the future. Firstly, I think young people buy luxury brand clothes to flex on their social network services. According to Hyojin Lee, who works for the Korean Herald, flex is defined as a term widely used among teenagers to boast outwardly about one's extravagant lifestyle by showing off expensive clothing or cars. This has been settling as a trend in youth culture, the main reason why adolescents are attracted to designer clothes were fear of falling behind the trend chosen by 28% of respondents. And it feels I'm the only one without them chosen by 70%. In brief, students are buying expensive brands in order to be a part of their group. They believe that they can get a sense of belonging. Secondly, students are so enthusiastic about expensive brands due to an emotional reaction called resentment. I might assume that you are not familiar with the word resentment, so let me define the meaning of resentment first. It means a mixed feeling of jealousy, hatred, and inferiority. Usually, people feel this emotion when they feel angry that you are not being treated fairly or that your needs are being ignored. Some people who do not have luxury brands believe that they are being ignored by others because of not having expensive brands. As a reaction to this emotion, the former group purchases expensive brands. Teenagers are much more vulnerable than adults, so students buy expensive brands. Teenagers buy expensive brand clothes because of social trends, emotional reactions. Today, I am not standing here to blame teenagers who purchase expensive brands. I am here to explain the situations and to solve these issues when I work in the fashion industry. I would like to launch my own brand, which is very affordable, valuable, well-known, and competitive compared to other brands. Please cross your fingers about my dream, and thank you for listening to my speech.
다음은 1학년 1반 김다나 학생입니다. 3D Printed Medicine이라는 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dana Kim. Have you ever had a hard time swallowing pills when you were kids because of their big size? Or have you ever experienced that you couldn't get the medicine that you're looking for? If 3D printers could be used in making the medicine, these issues would be solved. Today, I would like to tell you about 3D printed medicine. I believe that 3D printing in the medical field will prosper in the future. First of all, due to 3D printing technology, children under 6 are able to take their medications as prescribed. Children have difficulty taking single-dose pills because of their size. They usually cut the pill in order to make it smaller. However, sticking to a medication routine is important, especially for people under 6, because they are vulnerable and it can even lead to death. Since 3D printing can customize the size of the medicine, they can prevent themselves from being inoculate and uncomfortable ingestions. Second, patients are able to get drugs. Conveniently through 3D printers. According to European Pharmaceutical Review, bio 3D printers can produce the medicine at any hospital and pharmacy, which means that there are no space and time constraints in getting medicine. This will reduce the waiting time for certain drugs, which usually come from another country. Furthermore, doctors' prescriptions are not necessary in getting these medications. Patients are able to get the medicine when they are sick in the middle of the night. However, 3D printed medicine are able to lead to drug abuse. People might not stick to their medication routine. Some individuals may violate the recommended dosage or take the medicine in the wrong way. Moreover, there are no laws to protect people from these issues, and someone might use this printer in a negative way. 3D printed medicines can give people conveniences and benefits. However, if people don't use this useful technology properly, it can hurt many people. I think people need to take responsibility for their behaviors, and they have to use 3D printed medicines in a positive way. On top of them, relevant rules, and regulations should be revised so that this technology can be used in a correct way. Thank you for listening to my speech.
다음은 2학년 6반 김대현 학생입니다. What are cybercrime investigator이라는 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Hello everyone, my name is Taehyun Kim. What comes into your mind when you see this picture? I would say cybercrime. Today, I would like to tell you one job, cybercrime investigator. The reason why I introduced this job is that types of the crime are rapidly increase in the era of fourth industrial revolution. Now this has become a large problem in our society. Even with the criminal justice system in place. Let me introduce cybercrime first. According to Panda Security, cybercrime is defined as a crime where a computer is the object of the crime. A cybercriminal may use a device to access a user's personal information. The forms of cybercriminals can be phishing, email bombing, and spamming, hacking, and so on. This is the way people are fooled by the cybercriminals. First, you get a text message containing the internet address from strangers. And this message has a form of coupon. You probably may click this address because you wonder who sent this address. However, disastrous situation will take place as soon as you click the address. Cybercriminal will take all your personal information from your smartphone. Aren't you scared? Such cyber attacks can happen to anyone. Who is protecting the fewer citizens? As I mentioned before, the cybercrime investigator work to protect them. Cybercrime investigators are primarily concerned with evaluating complaints, gathering evidence from digital systems, and building cases. Moreover, they also recover data, fix damaged computer systems, satisfied in court, prepare reports, and so on. Basically, they play a very critical role in keeping and in finding cyber criminals. Lastly, this job will prosper in the future. I expect that the government will hire more and more cybercrime investigators because of the rapid growth of cybercrime. I have been really interested in this field. When I prepared for this speech, I did a lot of research. I realized this is what I want for my career. I really want to be a cybercrime investigator. Please remember Mr. Kim, who is a cybercrime investigator of the future, will be always around you to protect your safety. Thank you for listening to my speech.
다음은 1학년 3반 장가영 학생입니다. All about the remote medical service라는 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Hello everyone, my name is Ga-young Jang. Have you ever heard about the remote medical service? Before defining this word, I want to say one thing. From now on, I am going to use the word RMS instead of remote medical service because it is too wrong. The RMS is the diagnosis and prescription program for distant patients by using television or internet communication. It already has been using for animal health care. Then, how will the RMS system impact on the animal health industry? Today, I would like to tell you about the characteristics of the animal RMS and the changes caused by this program in the animal industry. The RMS can treat more animals than face-to-face medical service. According to the veterinarians news media, the United States has allowed the RMS during the era of COVID-19. Due to the RMS, the number of the treatments has increased even though the city was locked down. Since the RMS can reduce space-time constraints, more and more animals enabled to utilize medical service. The RMS can prevent animals from dying because of disease like the COVID-19. According to KBS News, the animal deaths recently occurred at the barn, but pets were banned from visiting due to the spread of COVID-19. Since the animal in the barn couldn't be treated, they either got sick or died. In the end, no one solved the problem of the livestock mortality. If they used the RMS, they would prevent the spread of infection and save the life of many animals. The RMS improves accessibility between regions and countries. There is an application called Petdoc. Through this app, veterinarians provide the RMS. Customers are able to book medical appointments and consult their animal doctors. These apps will allow them to meet professional animal doctors who are living in other regions or countries. As a result, more and more animals will be able to get valuable medical service. I am certain that these apps will be developed as times go on. The RMS has the advantage for many animals such as increasing accessibility through application and preventing many animals from unexpected death. I believe the unexpected disease will take place in the future. In order to protect animals from illness, the medical technology like the RMS should be developed in the future. I believe the RMS is the starting point, and I want to be a part of group which develop this technology and put their energy in making a better society. Thank you for listening.
다음은 2학년 1반 박세훈 학생입니다. 마케팅이라는 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Hello everyone. My name is Seun Park. Do you guys know what marketing is? Until a few days ago, I only knew that it was just advertising a product. Today, I'd like to tell you what marketing is, why it is done, and how to do it. First, let me simply summarize the dictionary meaning of marketing. It can be called management activities related to providing products or services to customers. In other words, marketing goes beyond simply advertising and includes the act of helping the whole process of making and selling products. So, you may be wondering why you need to do marketing now. The reason is that no matter how good products and services are produced, if consumers do not know them, can they induce purchases? No! That's why you need to do marketing to inform consumers about them. You can also see changes and receive feedback through marketing. Now that we know about marketing, we need to understand the consumer in order to do them. To understand consumers, you need to understand the journeys involved in buying and consuming. After that, the company needs to understand the decision-making process of consumers up to the purchase and conduct marketing activities suitable for it. Finally, let me show you an example. If you're interested in marketing, you have probably heard of it once or twice. Create stimulating and shocking news. Red Bull doesn't do content marketing directly for its products. Instead, they include sponsoring and write funny articles about parachute projects. To sum up, marketing is about understanding consumers and letting them know what products they want. After graduating from business school, I will do marketing by researching consumers first and then buying their interests. Thank you.
다음은 2학년 1반 백진환 학생입니다. The 경신 and 을병 Great Famine이라는 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다. 마지막 순서 앞이니 집중해 주시기 바랍니다.
Hello everyone, my name is Jin Hwan Baek. I'm a sophomore at Jungang High School. What did you think of this picture? Yes, it is far from the current image of our country. However, there was an incident related to this in the Joseon dynasty a long time ago. Today, I'd like to tell you the Gyeongshin Great Famine and the Ilbyong Great Famine, which were unprecedented famines in the Joseon dynasty. I believe that the Gyeongshin Great Famine was in a stagnation during the Joseon dynasty because the Gyeongshin Great Famine occurred during the reign of King Hyunjong in 1672-1671. Due to a small ice age caused by a decrease in solar activity, a long drought continued in Joseon. In June, heavy rains and floods occurred. In summer, a super typhoon lasted until autumn and swept the entire Joseon dynasty. When food was lost due to these disasters, and immunity was lowered and an epidemic broke out among the people and livestock. On the street, deaths and starvation from an epidemic increased. People removed the clothes of the dead, and an epidemic, and there was also cannibalism. Which is eating the flesh of dead bodies and boiling children. Humanity did not exist at that time. Later, in 1695 to 1699, during the Irbyang Great Famine, natural disasters and diseases continued. For these reasons, I consider this a period of downturn in economic growth. So, I think this incident is the reason why Joseon eventually went through the Japanese colonial period. To sum up, it can be said that the Gyeongshin Great Famine and the Ilbyong Great Famine were unprecedented famines that were not even found in the history textbooks. At the time of the Gyeongshin Great Famine and the Ilbyong Great Famine, we could not prepare for it due to the lack of technological advancement, but in the modern area, there is advanced technology. So I think it would be good to prepare so that does not happen again. Thank you for listening to my speech.
다음은 정우진 학생입니다. 그럼 마지막으로 The First Aim, the Heimlich Maneuver 이라는 주제로 발표해 주시겠습니다.
Hello everyone, my name is Ujin Jung, and I am in my third year of 거창중앙 High School. The reason why I'm standing here is that I would like to give very useful information to you. How many people know basic first aid procedure? Some of students may know what to do, but you don't know how to do it. That is why I'm here today. I will give you basic first aid procedure called Heimlich maneuver. When you find someone who have food stuck in their throat, please do the Heimlich maneuver. Let me show you how to do it. Before performing the Heimlich maneuver on someone, you should confirm that the other person is choking by asking, "Are you choking?" Only proceed with the maneuver if the person knows yes and cannot seem to speak, cough, or breathe for themselves. Stand behind the person and lean down slowly forward. Clench a fist and press it between their navel and rib cage. Grab your fist in your other hand. Pull the clenched fist sharply backward and upward. Under their rib cage in 5 quick thrusts. Repeat until the object is coughed up. Ensure that the person receives medical attention as soon as possible, even if they have stopped choking. If the person stops breathing and become unresponsive, they should receive CPR. Heimlich method can cause long-term damage by applying strong pressure to the abdomen. Therefore, even if food are removed from the respiratory tract, they must be checked at the hospital in regard on to the abnormal organ damage. The procedure is not suitable for children under 1 year of age or women in the late stage of pregnancy. These people may require different variation of the maneuver. So far, I have talked about Heimlich maneuver. Having food stuck in the throat can be uncomfortable and scary. However, being able to recognize the sign of choking and knowing what to do in an emergency can help save a person's life. Please respond the right way when someone needs you to. Thank you for listening to my speech.
Thank you so much, everyone. It's been a long time, but thank you for listening to the end. Then, I will see you next time. Have a good day. Goodbye.